a little bit about yourself and about your background.
I've been shooting fashion for about 25 years. Started out in Vancouver, went down to the States for quite a while. I was down there for about 10 or 12 years working, and mainly out of Los Angeles. Did some work in New York, went off to Paris as well. So now I've been back in Vancouver for a number of years, but I'm looking to head back down to the States.
What inspired you to become a photographer?
Kind of fell into it by accident. I was in film school and I started shooting TV commercials, and I had to get a camera. Started shooting rock concerts just on the side so I could get in for free. Sort of a great way to get in. And I was selling the shots to the magazines just to subsidize my costs, and then I ended up getting asked to shoot actually a bathing suit shoot, which was great. I got paid like $500 and got to shoot girls in skimpy bikinis, and I thought it's a pretty good life. So that was basically it.
What other photographers or artists inspire your work?
When I started out, you know, it was some of the heavyweights. It was like Bruce Weber, Richard Avedon, David Bailey, Albert Watson, Fabrizio Gianni. Currently, you know, Camila Akrens is amazing. I'm loving Nathaniel Goldberg's work is just stellar. So those are the people that I'm sort of admiring their work currently.
As you said, your shooting style is kind of like a film video style. Why did you choose photography over film?
It just seemed at the time that there were more opportunities. It was very difficult when I started out with film because it was one of the only mediums where you actually couldn't afford to practice. You know, everybody had to at least buy a 16mm Aeroflex camera. You needed all the lenses. You know, your stock and processing was just wildly expensive, so it was really hard to do. And I found with photography, as much as it was film back then, you know, I could spend maybe $500 or $1,000 a month, whereas if I was shooting motion, it would be $10,000, $15,000 a month. Plus, I'd have to rent all the equipment. There was no way I could afford it, so it was really, really tough to get going. And it just seemed like a good opportunity.
What do you prefer to photograph? Do you like to do landscape, nature, or is it more people that you like to do?
It's really all people, but when I'm shooting location stuff, I'm strongly influenced by the environment. So, you know, just trying to put the people in the right context, that once again, you can't make sense of the story that you're trying to get across. So you are influenced. I'm going to say it's a little different shooting location because I find you should be open to what you experience when you're there. A lot of photographers, I guess myself included, are control freaks, but at the same time, if you're shooting location, you can never control everything, because basically shit happens, right? So you get there and the light is wrong, or, you know, the location that was brilliant when you scouted it 2 weeks ago has been demolished, or there's, you know, some problem with it, so you've got to sort of hit it on the fly. And that's one of the things that I try to work on, is just being receptive to what's going on around me.
And if you could shoot any celebrity or public figure, who do you think you'd like to shoot?
Gee, celebrity, public figure. I'm not really sure about that. You know, I'm not sort of a celebrity whore. You know, I don't sort of stalk or, you know, worship different models. I mean, one of the models that I always wanted to shoot back in the day and never got a chance to is another Canadian, Linda Evangelista, who, you know, is still doing her modeling thing, not as often. Obviously, she's mid-40s now, but she was just incredible. She was like a chameleon, and she was sort of the muse, I guess you would say, for a lot of big photographers. Everybody wanted to have her in the shoots, you know, and especially people like Peter Lindbergh, who did just amazing stuff with her. So, you know, she's, you know, a middle-aged gal now, but she still rocks it pretty good, and it's, you know, she'd be somebody I'd still want to shoot.
And